Hello, Footies, and welcome to Fut In Review episode 300. It's a special episode, so we'll not be diving deep into content, but we will celebrate our, long history already. And since we are preparing for season 4, this is an awesome way of celebrating. With all our community members being in the Discord, everyone getting attention and doing a special video podcast while at it as well. So, if you're looking at us, you can see the full array of hosts cheering, sitting, well actually 2 are almost asleep while looking at it, but I got them on mute so they can't really talk now. But anyway, it's going to be a fun show, something we've never done before in this matter, and let's see how it goes. So, without further ado, it is my pleasure to start introducing the full array of hosts, and of course, I have to start with myself, which I always feel a bit weird, but hey, that's podcasting. My name is John, also known as Foot Coaching, and joining me tonight is, of course, the one and only, the King of the North, the man with the beard, the Mr. Foot Database. It is Ingve.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Ingve. And normally I would say, how are you doing? But hey, if we have to do that for 8 people, it's going to be a long night. And I'd rather spend the rest of the night actually celebrating and drinking. So let's hop over to one of your regulars, the Mr. from Sky Sports, the Mr. with the golden voice. It is none other than the one's actually almost asleep. So I think if I stop talking now, we might catch him up awake. It is none other than Mr. Wingbacks. It's Daniel.
John, hello. The party started. I'm just waiting for the cake.
That's, if it was English, I'd probably understand what you were saying.
Come on. Come on now.
I've only been hearing so much of It's Coming Home that I don't understand any other, English words.
I mean, loads of people must have, bought celebration cakes and stuff like that for when it was coming home. Surely there was a discount to be had.
That's true. You can get very cheap orange gear here as well now.
There's a warehouse somewhere with Euro 2020 winners England stacked high full of shirts.
Yeah, you can get them there for free, right? No. Anyways, now I want to introduce the man who actually would, if you're looking at the video podcast, I should give him a way bigger webcam posure there, because he's very important to us. He's also says that about himself, which also helps. It is no other than, of course, our own little Bertolf. It's Nishant. Hey, Nishant.
Hey, John. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me back on.
We actually thought about giving you a special Nishant cam where we zoomed in and made it all red around, so you can go on around.
As it should be.
But we decided not to. But we did have some transfer market news, which we wanted to wait until you were on. So I've heard that Varane is actually going to the real club in Manchester now.
Yeah, I wouldn't bite it. I mean, honestly, he still ends up, the fax machine could break down. He still stays at Madrid, and we assign Ben White or Danny Ings, who we play at centre back on a free. Stranger things have happened.
That's definitely true. And let's continue with someone who always brings the comedy, but is also very committed. So he's actually recording from his hotel Wi-Fi, which, if you look at it, he might be also in witness protection. But now he has given up on that to come on the 300th episode. It is none other than Fut In Review Teddy Bear. It's Chris. Hi, Chris. And there you go. Chris does put the lights on, but he does forget to put the audio on, so we can't actually hear him. So while he's looking in that, let me start by saying hi to one of our earliest supporters ever, which we soon be giving the word. It is none other than Talking Food. It's John. Hi, John.
Hi, everyone. Happy 300th episode.
Hello, and welcome on the show, man. You are our first ever Patreon supporter, longest running Patreon supporter, and most often recurring host.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't know that. I'll take that to the bank.
So, welcome on board. And meanwhile, that's the one thing we do about live episodes. If Chris waves his hand, we'll probably see if he got some audio back and he can say hi. But he doesn't wave his hand yet. So let's go to our youngest edition, our Benjamin of the group. It's the Scout, also known as Nathan.
Hey, John. Hey, everybody. Thanks for inviting us on this fantastic episode and occasion.
It's good to have you on, mate. How's scouting going?
It's busy. We're getting there. It's quite exciting, obviously, being up in the Premier League now. So, can't say too much, obviously, but it's a very interesting and exciting time.
Were you the one who recommended Berghuis to go to Ajax?
I wish. I know how much you like Ajax as a team, so I'll be trying to get all those players across. But
Yeah, that's a good one. Do the other way around as well then, right? And last but not least, it is the head of foot coaching, our head coach. It is the Angel of the North. It's Aaron.
Hi, John. Hello, everybody. What a pleasure to be here. I have to admit, when you said you were introducing the person who brings the comedy, I did think that was me. So I was a little bit disappointed that my name didn't follow. But never mind. It's okay.
Chris' audio still isn't fixed, so you might have to bring the comedy tonight, though. But it's good to have you on board, though. Let's see.
I know I'm not that funny. It's okay.
No, it will be all right. It will be all right. We got Nishant for the ransom. We got you and Chris for the comedy. And the others are just making sure this show stays on the rails. Chris, are you there already, mate? He waves, but that means he can hear us. But can you actually speak as well? Nope.
Oh, he's speaking, but no one can hear him.
Yeah, this is like we have to put translation on later, subtitles for him. Let's see if we can get him on going soon enough.
Can you hear me? It's okay. I can translate for him. All Chris is saying is Celtic to win the league next year. I'm gutted that England lost in the final. So yeah, up the Neil Lennon, I think it is. So,
have you seen the new SBC? Have you seen the new SBC and the objective player?
Yeah, well, if he actually isn't able to discuss it, we might as well just skip that player, right?
Can you hear me, guys?
Oh, we can.
Hey.
I can't see you, so I'm working blind here. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I've been 20 minutes, 2 seconds. Look, I don't know who she is. I'm really sorry. I don't know who she is. Right? If my camera goes bad, it's because of the guys at Minecraft. I was messaging them on Twitter, but they went and blocked me. Sorry about
that. It's good to have you on. It's good to hear your voice. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Last one to the party buys the beer, though. So we'll DM you our orders as the show goes on.
No problem.
And it'll be easy to buy for Wimby. You just need to buy him a Coke. He's out.
Oh, no, it's a different ball game if it's free. Come on.
And before we actually start the show, let me say hi to all Patreons which are currently listening into the live show. And remember, if you go to patreon.com/FUTINReview, you can support us. But with that support comes the option to follow every single show as we do it live. Say hi, ask your questions, and of course, discuss with everything and all the extra merchandise and stuff we have going. But before we started, and we actually go talking content, I want to play you guys a message which we have received from not our first fan, because that was actually John, but this one who sent in the message might be in the top 3 of first and most loyal Patreons. I'm talking about David, of course. So without further ado, let's get David's voice message which he sent to us. It's always hard when you do it live. But
hi guys, this is Thors, or David in the real world. 300 episodes is an amazing milestone. Huge congratulations, guys, to every one of you that have in any way or another helped to take the show to where it is now. And huge thanks to each and every member on our great Discord for helping building the great community we have today. For me, this journey has not just been about a game. You guys have become a family in the virtual universe. I hope to be able to enjoy your company many, many years more. And now, I'm going to drop it.
Thanks for that message, David. Well,
yeah, thank you.
And that's how close this community has become over the years. I don't even know the numbers we're currently at, but it's still active. It is July. We're still playing FIFA. We're still talking to each other every day, supporting us. when things are down, helping us when things are good. I think, a message like this really mean the world. And thank you all for sending in the message. I won't be able to play them all or write them out or read them out loud, I think, but I didn't really like this one. So thanks, David. Ingve, the first episode we ever made. Do you remember what we talked about?
I'm guessing FUTTIES.
That was absolutely true, my friend. And so it's almost like perfect timing that episode 300 comes with the release of FUTTIES once again. And we skipped FUTTIES last year, which for someone who always starts a show with "Hello FUTTIES," it's a bit weird. But yeah, we didn't forget. And EA didn't forget either, so it's back. Do you want to quickly discuss FUTTIES?
Yeah, we, of course, had the vote on Wednesday. You could vote between left midfielder Carvajal and CDM Manolas, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, the highest rated card won, which we kind of predicted, since it's actually not a loan. So we got a 95 rated Carvajal with left midfielder, high work rates, and 4-star skill with 4-star weak foot now. I think he would suit 3-5-2, 5-3-2 formations like that. He can probably play left mid, right mid, central mid, CDM, back, right back.
99 shot power, 92 finishing. Yeah, you can play him striker.
Yeah, so it's a interesting card, and he has a unique body type as well.
Since when is that good, by the way? I was wondering, though, because I had surgery this week, right? And the nurse actually said, you got a pretty unique body type. But that actually didn't sound so good, so positive.
It's increased your market value, that has.
Oh, definitely. The surgery and the
insurance premium's gone up.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing in FIFA, I suppose.
Yeah, it helps because their animations are usually a little bit better and maybe more as well than the standard ones. So they get out of situations or wing ball in situations that maybe with a more generic body type wouldn't give them the advantage, I think. The SPC is around now from 207 on PlayStation to 235 on Xbox. Prices are a little bit up and down now since the market is in a kind of, avalanche, I would guess. Prices are all over the place.
Yeah, it's dropping hard, but sometimes rising. I think most fun time of the year usually, right?
Yeah, there's a good chance that you get a special cards at least when you open a pack, even though I didn't in the preview pack. So I'm not counting the Libertadores cards as special cards. So that of course 81 rated that popped up in the 100k pack, which I got an 82 as best. So I haven't been that lucky today.
No, the free packs were definitely something I would give away as well. Wasn't good.
Yeah, and I did. We got the player pick from the FUTTIES team as well, and there were nothing good in it for me either. But the Carvajal card looks like a good value for that price, at least 230k.
Yeah, I think that's important to notice for people that don't remember FUTTIES maybe. And for us old guys, I think, we've been in foot from year one, and we always remember as well. You, as Mr. FIFA Database, always remembers. But usually all the SBCs in FUTTIES are reasonably too cheap priced, actually. So I definitely keep some fodder for you guys, because the 82s might actually be worth their weight in gold in a week or so.
Yeah, I've spent most of my rare cards gold ones, so I need to wait for squad battles rewards or something like that before I can do any SPCs, I think.
Yeah, me too, except squad battles rewards really won't help me in any way for.
I will get a few gold cards at least. So, it is what it is. We got another SPC as well. Called FUTTIES October FUTTIES favorite. So I'm guessing we'll get a favorite card from each month since the start, starting from October. And that was Mr. St. Maximum that plays for Newcastle. He is now a left midfielder. 5-star skimmers, 4-star weak foot, and high attacking, low defensive. Work rates, average body type. He comes in around 510-20k to do. So he has a little bit of Premier League tax as well, of course. The card is, of course, quite a bit better than the freeze card he has. A little bit low reactions, but other than that, it looks like quite fun. Winger, actually.
Ingve, he's not a left midfielder. He's a legend. You're underselling him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to hype him down so I don't face him in every game.
Yeah, he's average. Reactions is pretty poor. Don't do him because I don't want to play against him.
70 aggression. Who needs a left midfielder with 70 aggression? I mean,
yeah, that's not worth the coins. And he has 74 heading accuracy, so I would just wait and see if a better SPC comes up.
he has whole low defensive work rate. I mean, this guy. I mean,
He can't defend, so he's useless. You need him defending, come back to defense, and no.
Can you play him centre back?
standing tackle 25.
Yeah,
probably could.
Yeah, centre back. He's fast enough, so he's 99 stamina, so he can press all over the pitch. That's a good thing, of course.
I think it's a very cool card, though. But
this
one is a bit too expensive for me, if I'm quite honest, during footage.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I would at least hold off until the last date to see what else there is, unless you have lots of fodder and can do it, because he's up for 13 days. Carvajal is up for 6 days more. So I would wait doing Maximin, unless, of course, if you're a Newcastle fan, you should do him straight away, of course. But if you're undecided and a little bit should I do or not, I would wait, because we're going to get lots of cool cards, I'm pretty sure of that.
How long was he up for, you said?
13 more days.
Talking about being up for 13 days. Daniel, you all right, buddy? What do you think about this?
I'm hanging in there. I was just completing Carvajal, actually, because I think he's basically the left-sided version of Vasquez, who you can literally play anywhere.
Exactly.
And I have been playing Insigne as the CM in the wonderful 4-1-2-1-2 tactics that you provided, that now anybody listening to this podcast can go to if they follow your Twitter. I will expect a commission for that plug, John.
I appreciate that. You're a true host here.
But no, so I think he's perfect for that kind of role. So I've just been completing him now, and yeah, so cheap. I did just do one of the player picks and got a 90 red for Fabinho, and thought, he might still be worth something. And he's 28k on Xbox. So yay.
You're crazy.
It's a bonkers time of the year, and I think even though we all knew footies were coming for a few days, now they're here, everybody has panicked at once, because I almost feel there's more cards straight away than even most of us thought would come, because I don't remember the batches from last year's Summer Heat being this juiced right from the get-go.
I think they were, though. You got Ronaldo, Firmino, good SPCs. They just weren't pink cards, which are always good, right?
I mean, I've only just got used to seeing a wall of green when I open up my squad lineup. So it's not going to be the most aesthetically pleasing squad when I go and load into a game anymore. But it's a great time of the year. And do you know what? It's really nice to be able to just try, like, people like What If Kante. I've been wanting to try him for a while. Might just pick him up. And then if he's rubbish, just sell him and take it. Because the good thing is you're only going to lose 5-6k in tax.
Yeah.
So if there are players out there that you've been sitting for a long time thinking, they're 500,000 coins. If I don't like them, I'm going to lose out. Yeah, just grab it and have fun. Build your dream Prem team. Build whatever team you want, and just have a laugh.
Just to make sure, your dream team would that be including Saint Maxime or any Newcastle player at all? I'm just making fun of Aaron a bit, because I would actually expect Aaron to be on this show tonight wearing a Newcastle shirt, but he's actually wearing a Netherlands kit. Which I appreciate, Aaron. Don't get me wrong, but
I'm Dutch loyal now. How can I not be? And if you've been following Newcastle for the last 14 years, you'll know that that is the last shirt you want to put on. It is awful. Have you seen our new strip as well? The way they designed it, it's got a massive 4 in the middle, inadvertently, because of the sponsor. It's not good, man.
Well, the 3 for Chelsea worked out great, so maybe the 4 works out for you.
You must like supporting Holland anyway, because they both haven't won much in a long time anyway.
Hey!
So
Zing.
Get it in. I am used to disappointment and average.
No, it's good.
I love finishing mid-table. That's what I live for. The top 10 trophy. That's going to be a thing. It is a thing for us.
Yeah. And let's. What do you think about footy so far, Chris? Does it excite you?
I don't know. Can you MD hear my audio, or is it still not working?
No, it's all good. All working.
Nah, it's. I mean, it's. I suppose the only thing I'd say is he better than Sterling? He's probably half the price, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's half the price of Sterling, so good link. For that point of view, in terms of being French as well. But I'm sure we're going to go into the best card in the whole of FIFA when we talk about Footy's objectives as well. So I'll maybe take a step back.
That's why I wanted
to give you show.
Yeah, I wanted to give you the word. Let's go for it. You name him.
Yeah. It's Captain Fantastic. Here we go. Yep, here we go. Gerrard's top 10 in a row. Get in there. You know what I mean?
Just going to throw it out there. He learned all he knows now thanks to Newcastle.
But to be fair, so did Mbabu, and you let him go as well, so that's not very great, is it?
That's how we roll. What's that? Got any talent? Yeah, off you go. See you later.
I have to say, when he came to Rangers, Mbabu, I wasn't very impressed. I didn't realise it was actually him.
Wasn't there one year where we sent like 5 of our kids?
5 guys. I think one was called Remy. Was it Remy Sterling? One of them was called. He was a really good player, and he lasted the best part of 20 minutes. He did actually. I remember them coming. No, this is an amazing card. Come on. It's a Captain Fantastic for free. The best right back in the game. And I think, English players are making a comeback in the back end of FIFA as well. You've got Foden, Sterling and Harry Kane, who I managed to pick up in the Future Stars, not Future Stars, the Summer Heat thing. I picked him up, Harry Kane. So, I think English players are really coming back. So this one's a great free card. It's a must do.
Yeah, I mean, he has, it's rather easy to do as well, right? Score a goal with a defender, 6 matches, assist 15 goals, assist with crosses of 4 separate matches, and score using English players in 12 matches. That's rather easy.
You can do it in score battles or in rivals, so...
Yeah, it's quite a good one, isn't it, to do that one? I think I did a few in rivals as well, so if you're a card collector like me, other than maybe a Celtic player, I would certainly do them. I enjoy collecting those cards, and there has been a fair bit. I mean, as well as was there an English team in the Weekend League Plus? I don't know if there was one. Has there been one yet?
Not yet.
So ideal one, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a free card, it's really no-brainer unless you're really short on time. So
I really don't want to replace Ambrota, maybe.
No, but it's good. He's good as a substitute as well. You can pretty much play him all over the pitch.
You think Chris will be mad if I say he would be fitting in on SBC as well?
Well, you know what I mean? John, I have to say, you talk about champions of their country, so it'd have to be Ajax players as well for doing the Dutch league, so don't want to say too much after that.
No, don't say too much.
Sorry for Celtic fans, haven't you, right? They've got nothing this year. What did they get?
They've got nothing.
Eduard or something? Like,
that was
even
just
usable.
That.
I'd be gutted if I was a Celtic fan this FIFA, knowing, Tavernier's had, at least 2 grey cards? 3 maybe?
Well, there'll be a Ryan Kent coming as well, won't there? Surely in the summer. You know what I mean? You got to have Ryan Kent in your team. I can see the St Johnstone fans shaking their head there. I mean, to be fair, they're wanting a Callum Davidson manager's special card this coming with the 2 cups that he's won.
He's not even in the game as a manager. He's not even in the game, and he won 2 cups.
You're joking?
No, you can't find him. He doesn't exist.
No, many of the managers are on the game. There's like 2 Dutch managers as well. Why?
Rooney scored in both cup finals, His card doesn't exist in the game either.
Yeah, but have you not sold him for about 3 balloons and a packet of sweeties somewhere?
That's coming next week.
He's coming to
the
Newcastle.
All right. I got to get this one short
podcast.
before we lose all our listeners who's actually fans of proper football clubs. No, I'm leaving it here. Guys, I want to ask you something. I want to ask about your Fut In review, personal highlights, or actually general highlights about other persons, which is fine for me as well. And I'm just going to put you on the spot, and everyone's expecting us to follow the visuals on screen. But let's ask John, talking food first. John, have you got a moment which is special for you about Fut In review?
Two for me personally, guys. One is the very first time I was asked to come on the show as a guest, which blew me away because nothing like that had ever happened. So appreciated that, and I'm still in the community because of that. It was just brilliant. And the second one is where I played Evie in the Mr. FIFA database. We had a wee competition on a podcast, remember? And I won that one, so I'm still the defending champion because we only played it once. And he got the Liverpool players wrong. So they're my two defining moments at the moment.
That was a good one, though, because I distinctly remember you being very nervous during your first podcast, and I distinctly remember Ingve being very nervous during that little contest we did.
There's a couple of...
I actually put in some Liverpool players, like Bobby Firmino, and this one he has to do, right? And like, I blank it, I don't know. It was an awesome one, yeah. But I think Ingve did it on purpose to keep you on board. Just
I'll take that. But undefeated champion, that'll do me.
Awesome. Nishant, I don't have the Nishant cam on, but what's your personal highlight about Fut In review?
Yeah, I think it's just got to be the positivity in the community, right? I mean, that stands out. You've got 8 guys on here, and you've got a bunch of people listening. It's just a very positive community that just builds each other up. I mean, we banter, we joke, but it's a very strong community, and it's very hard to do. And I think, especially during the pandemic, to have an outlet just to come together and talk something that's common to all of us, it's certainly been a massive light, in what has been, let's say, we're still not out of the forest here in the UK. So yeah, it's just been immense. I think it's very hard to put it in words, the amount of support that it's brought. So yeah, I'm just very glad that I found the community.
Brilliant. Ingve.
Yes.
What's your favorite moment about Fut In review? You did about, 270 episodes yourself, I think.
Yeah. There's so many.
Don't do 270 though. Just try to pick one or two.
I like the 200 one, of course. That one was really fun as well. But I really did like the one where we had the quiz, which I lost fair and square. I was really nervous. I don't know why. I shouldn't have been, but it was really fun. So there's been so many good moments during this time, and everybody is having a great time on the Discord, and it's so fun doing the podcast with you. And even from the first episode, I was nervous, but you made me quite relaxed as well, John. So you've been kind of carrying me on your shoulders for a while, but I'm really glad that we started this.
That would explain the back surgery I had to do, though.
Yeah, probably.
No, brilliant. Thanks, mate. It was great starting the show with us too, actually, like 3 years ago. I do have the footage about episode 1, but it's not repeat. I'm never going to put that out there anymore. And for everyone's like, hey, let me listen to it, you can't. So everything below episode 5 is deleted from history. You can search for episode 5, I think, at the earliest now. Let's go to Daniel. So you have to make sure he says something at least every 10 minutes before he does his...
Yeah, but this would be like that Simpsons episode where I can just put on some glasses with my eyes open and have like a soundboard to say something for me. No, I mean, look, the very first time that I sort of really got involved with the show was sending in a voice note for episode 200. Joined the community. It was Grandpapa Mac, Chris, who got me into it by sort of just saying, join the Discord and things. So I got that, and then I sent a voicemail message in, and then I got chatting to you, John, and just sort of said I was looking to get back into podcasting after taking a break. Then my first little one was born. Timed it really badly in that my second little one came along just as I started hosting this show. But look, it's been great, and I've hosted shows with most of you guys here, and hopefully fill in the remaining blanks. I think I've got John and Aaron to get on a show that I'm hosting in the future, which I'm looking forward to immensely. Especially if Reading ever get back into the same division as Newcastle. I'm not sure what's more likely, us going up or Newcastle going down anymore. But look, as Nishant said, it's a fantastic community. It's been great just getting to talk FIFA. I've loved the sort of deep dives we've done, particularly with Chris and Nathan, who have put up with the long philosophical debates that we get into around things like FOMO and things like that. So it's been great just to delve deep into this game. And, we love it. We hate it at times, but ultimately we're all trying to sort of work. The great thing about this show is we don't just say, it's rubbish. This is, useless. Damn EA. It's, well, here's what they could do better. It just needs this and that to tweak it to make it better. So just getting to come here and do it. And also it gets me out of parenting for a little bit. So my wife doesn't listen to the podcast, so it's fine.
And if she did, it was the last episode.
Indeed. So bye-bye, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think Aaron looks very eager to say something.
Hey, it's funny. One of my worst ever games I've been to as a Newcastle fan was Newcastle v Reading at St James's Park. It was mid-December, it snowed, and Adam Lafondra scored.
Yes.
It was the worst Newcastle game I've ever been to. So, yeah, I feel like I've got a Newcastle story for everything, sadly.
I was at the game earlier that season where I think it was Demba Ba cheated viciously with one of his goals, and then scored an absolute screamer for another one.
Was that when Chectiote lobbed it in and he turned on the volley, bang in the top corner?
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, moving on.
The good old days when we finished in the top 8. Yeah, that's it. Where I feel I could talk for ages, which I won't because I want to give everyone else a chance. My favourite, or my kind of like the stand-up moment for me is Monday therapy with Nishant and John around Weekend League. That for me is something that I just, I crave now, and I miss you both because I've retired from Weekend League from this FIFA. But yeah, it's just great just chatting. And I think for me, the big thing this year is, I've been a gamer all my life, but I feel like this is the place where it's kind of cool to be a gamer with fellow FIFA players, just chatting about it. So that for me is an absolute standout moment, and a massive thanks to John for bringing me in to do it, and Ingve, you on the first show that I did. Like you said, I felt very nervous, but both of you just made me feel at ease. What a great community, great hosts, and seeing you all, it's just amazing. So yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. Let's get into our Benjamin first before we go into our undercover agent on the left down side if everyone's looking. Nathan.
To be fair, there's been lots and lots of really good moments from joining the Discord, which I kind of found by accident just going through Spotify and found the podcast, and I think it was Chris that mentioned it at the time. He's very good at plugging the Discord, and it's been phenomenal. My favourite episode we've done was one that me and Wemby did, and I can't remember which one exactly it was, but it was meant to be no content, so we'll do a quick half-hour session. And I think an hour and a half later, we were still rambling on. But it's the same with all the guys on here. It's just so easy to chat to folk, and chatting in person, through the computer, but not just texting, but actually chatting. It's such a really good place to be. And through lockdown, where I've been working from home and seeing just the Doug and the wife, it's really nice to have different conversations and chat. And yeah, it's FIFA based, but you can also chat about real life stuff as well. And thank you to everybody for that. There's been lots of help and advice on the way. It's just, the whole thing's just been absolutely phenomenal. It's definitely a big bonus of COVID, if there is such a thing.
Well, there's definitely always some bonus to be found in life, right? So it's cool to have that. Well, let's end with comedy. Chris.
Thanks. Two things for me. One is actually the nicknames. Getting to choose a couple of guys' nicknames. St. John there and Angel of the North. I can actually remember putting them in, sending them in, and remembering actually where I was when I actually said in the show. And we've actually, if we do get the person on for the third time, I think we've got another great nickname hopefully coming up. So that's what I've, for me, for a personal highlight was that. Actually, nobody on the show, but those two nicknames I really, really enjoy. Likewise, I enjoy everybody's company on the podcast. But I suppose also a highlight has just happened was the Euros, and I enjoyed everybody changing their name. I'll not say what Ingve changed his name because I can't speak French, but it basically was King of the North in French, and everybody put the flags on, and Talking Foot was delighted that England made it to the final as well, so that was awesome, and that was really good fun, and I think hopefully we do that again for Qatar. But definitely for me is being on with the guys and having a bit of chat, as Aaron says about being a gamer, you don't feel like a bit of a nerd, with the love of FIFA, and as well the Discord, I know I plug it every time. It's a great place, great bunch of guys, and if you ever need a bit of advice or a bit of laugh or just a moan, it is a great place to go.
Actually, can I just jump in there? Like, Chris, I know we're going to do shout outs and stuff, and hopefully I can stick around to do it, but if I don't, I just want to say that for me, you epitomise everything that's great about Fut In Review and the Discord. The Euro stuff was brilliant. The nickname you gave me was brilliant. The welcome you gave me was really nice, like venturing into something new for me. You, for me, are absolutely outstanding. I've wanted to reach out to you and message you and kind of just say that, but this felt like the best place to do it. And you, for me, epitomise everything that's great about this, and you've done an outstanding job. And I just wanted to kind of say that, really.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks very much, mate. Thanks very much. And as I say, I think I love that nickname, Angel of the North. I wish it was mine, to be honest with you. I get a wee bit jealous. And hopefully one of these days I'll be putting a strip back on the Angel of the North when you win the Premiership.
Not under Bruce, but yeah, I like your ambition.
Oh, well, it's good, though. You guys wondering about Maya probably now.
Yes.
I mean, I got so many good memories, of course. I think when we started doing this show, was like, yeah, let's do it once a week. I was also involved with another podcast, of course, at that moment, which was also once a week, which, well, was always a bit hard to combine, not talking about the same stuff. So I really enjoyed the moment when Ingve and I decided to try to do a daily podcast, which is, well, the upkeep is pretty high, not only time-wise, but also on the budgets. But we hold on for that for a long time, which I thought I'm really proud of, actually. I think it was really cool to do. Always had someone on, always made it happen. Something I'm really proud of is the moment we discussed with all the Patreons when we decided to do Patreon is to say, well, 5 days is a whole lot of work, though, if I'm quite honest, especially in a situation where I basically had to push every night all the buttons, right? So we went to 3 days, and I expected some drops, but the numbers were amazing. After that, we actually got more listeners coming in, more continuing listeners, more support coming in. So that was really awesome. But a special moment for me is when I was actually on holiday and the podcast kept going. I was off for a week. And I woke up, and then there was on my phone, this just says, an Apple Podcast pop-ups. We are on Apple Podcast, if you were just doubting that. Saying, hey, there's a new episode of Fut In Review. And it was Dan hosting the show. And it felt weird, first show, not me being at the buttons, but actually putting out content, which was, of course, just as great quality, but was just better English. Which
then you had to get straight behind the wheel of the car and drive straight back home when you heard the actual content. What's this man doing?
No,
get me back.
No, definitely not. I think that's something I'm really proud of and happy with, that just keeps going. That it's not feels like Ingve and I have to do it every single night, and it's really become a community show. And if there's anything, or I'm there not for 2 days because of work, for example, we get messages where, are you guys all right? everyone doing all right when you're coming back on the show, which is I think is rather amazing. So I think that's definitely a highlight for me. Just a community we were able to build with each other, and the show that just puts out, it's always hard to say for itself, but I think pretty decent content, at least the quality is there always. And the behind the scenes work just keeps going as well. We share that load now. I think that's awesome. And doing a community show like tonight, and actually having everyone on is like brilliant. And I have to do at least two shout outs maybe. Now we're at it. And that's of course towards Andrew. If you look on Twitter, it's Fut_AST, who has his own show now, and there's nothing wrong or nothing going on between us, but it's just the time zones in the US with our recording times just never worked out. But even though that was a big problem, he was at least on like 50 shows. So I think that's definitely need to shout out and check out his new podcast, which is the Foot Fix. And of course, Paul at FutTies on Twitter, who's helped us out a lot when he was still trying to combine everything. And he'll be back on the show, but just when everything comes down. And it's really cool to have like steady people coming on. And John, who's now also in the show, of course, not being only your first supporter, but also the first supporter willing to come on the show as well and discuss, like, just take that deep dive with us. And years later, still being here, which is really cool. But anyways, if we talk about 3 years of FIFA, which we've now covered, I think it's also time for us to discuss our Fut In Review Ultimate Team for real. Which means I've asked you all this week, but it was actually Chris's idea, to be quite honest, to ask you who was your favorite player for each position. I mean, because we don't want to talk about 8 times 11 players, I threw all the names in a pot and I drew your names with a position. And that didn't make any sense. So I have to ask Nathan first, who is your favorite goalkeeper of all FIFAs?
So this is my first sort of FIFA that I've been into Ultimate Team, although I seem to have got completely obsessed with it. So I'm going to base it on this one. I think the criteria as well was non-icon keeper. So I'm going to avoid the cliche Nick Pope, who I think a lot of people would have had in the early days, and I've still seen some rocking now. So mine's between the team of the year, Manuel Neuer, who I had was an absolute rock. But surprise one is the recently released Meslier, the keeper from Fulham, who was a Silver Stars player, who I've used a few times just for a bit of fun. And the guy is an absolute cat in the goals. So Neuer for the higher rated ones, but a bit of fun. Meslier definitely takes that home.
I'd love to put him on screen for everyone in the live chat seeing it, but I have no idea how you write his name. I should have asked I should have asked you guys to send them in first. But yeah, one of the goal rules was it can't be an icon, because else we all would have Gullit, of course, in there. That wouldn't make much sense. But a good pick. Above all, which will you pick out of these two?
I'll go for Meslier just because he's different. I think a lot of pros and a lot of people fancied Neuer, and just to be a bit different and stand out from everyone else, I'll go for Meslier. All
right. Once I actually find him, I'll put him in the squad. If that ever happens, but I'll make sure we'll be posting it. Also, when we posted our Euros team of the Foot Over Review Euros team, we weren't that far off the actual Euros team in the end, I saw. So sometimes we know what we're talking about. And then we're on to, let's start with Wingbacks. Let me see who had the wingback. I think one of the wingback had to come from Chris, and we just gave him a doozy for tonight. Chris, who's your favorite wingback in all FIFA?
Well, it's an easy one. It's James Tavernier. Yeah. Simply because what they done this year for us, winning stopping 10 in a row, winning our championship. Some people say it's 1, some say it's 55. For me, I know it isn't 10 in a row, that's for sure. So no, it's James Tavernier. Probably the headliners card is the one for me. I know this one's better than 93, but I enjoyed the headliners card because I enjoyed that promotion. And I remember that we drew against Hamilton 1-1 to stop him getting these 4 wins the first time. We lost a last-minute goal in the 93rd minute or something like that, even though we didn't play particularly well. So James Tavernier for me, just for what he did this year.
It's almost unbelievable that he got a special card tonight. It's like we did Footies
exactly,
episode 1, Footies episode 300, Tavernier getting a special card in 300. It's like we know people.
Exactly. You know what I mean? This is me here with the guys VA and witness protection, so they've put him for me.
The other fullback, which has to be decided, was draw to Nishant.
Yeah, I've got two actually. One from FIFA 20 is the Summer Heat Mendy. He came in late, but I think it's the best left back I've used. Really enjoyed completing the objective. Managed to keep hold of all the 4 Mendy cards, or was it the 3? So really, really enjoyed that. But I think this iteration, the award has to go to Lazaro, the Borussia Mönchengladbach right back. 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot. He's a menace all across the pitch. I currently bring him in to the team to play centre midfield in a 4-3-1-2 as a DM, as a CM. But back in the day when he was still a good starter, just fantastic. He's just electric. He's got immense strength. His cards may not show it. His stats may not show it, but what really, really goes to show is that as long as you've got those 5-star skills, it doesn't matter whether you have a unique body type or not. The card is just sauce. So I think he's really stood out. And even off the bench, he's still on my bench today. He's got nearly 200 appearances, scored about 50 goals and made 70 assists. Some from a right back position, but mostly from a defensive mid position. I think that's a really good return for a card that came out as an SBC for about sub 100k. I think he was about 90 odd k when he came out. Just fantastic value. He's been the standout wingback for me.
Awesome.
Another Newcastle legend as well.
Is he now?
He's not a legend, but he played for us for like half a season on loan.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Fool me once, shame on you.
Send Pogba to Newcastle for half a season. You'll come back a roll beater, Nishant. It'll be great for you.
Guys. I'm not allowed to speak too much tonight. There are 8 of us, but I think fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, right? It's a case of Newcastle being the common denominator and the bunch of right backs they've let go. So I think it's not so much the right backs that were the bloody problem, but hey ho, what do I know?
It shows what team they've ended up at, though, hasn't it?
Did Jethro Williams ever get a special card? Don't think he did he?
I doubt it. Maybe at PSV. Aaron, you were one of 3 midfielder selections. Which one did you pick?
Well, I had a few.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, I needed to take a piss at you before we. Before you had to go.
See.
Oh, John.
It's like that, is it?
Because after wingbacks, there's always defenders, mate. John, you have one of the defenders.
I'm going to be, I think it was last year. I've only been playing FIFA Ultimate Team since FIFA 18, but the one for me, and the only right back I ever played at centre back is Ramos. His card last year.
Ah, yes. Then I don't know. Oh, the 93.
You were an innovator.
Yes, the 93 rated
Right back, yeah.
right back. Yes, that's a cool.
It's the only time I've played a full back at centre back, and I did that last year. Not done it this year, but he was definitely.
So you're to blame, John.
I wish. Take credit for something. But no, he was just brilliant and he played so many games. He was just a rock. He was just, even on 7 chemistry, it was just everything that you wanted in a centre-back last year. And I know we've got good ones this year, Varane, Tapsoba, so on and so forth. But for me, that was the defining, best centre-back I've used.
That's a cool shout-out. But now we said we can't do icons, but we can definitely switch position around. So it makes my job a bit more harder. But will we allow it? Let's ask Mr. FIFA Database. Ingve, can we allow this one?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's easy.
Thank you.
That was a good one, though. No, I think that's a nice shot. Let's go. Well, when we go into FIFA 20, I had the other one, defender, right? When we have to talk about FIFA 20, we have to highlight, I think, one of my favorite defenders, which was the Team of the Year, Mathias de Licht. I'm not biased at all. Maybe a little bit. But once Team of the Year hit, that was the only card which I wanted to have. I got him in. I want to get every year one card from Juventus into Team of the Year and in my squad. And last year it was definitely De Licht. And I still miss him. Although he has a new card this year, of course. And this card just stood out. Probably suited the meta a little bit more last year than he did this year. But yeah, FIFA 20, Mathias de Licht. With a close second, the Team of the Year, Van Dijk last year. I think.
John, did you just say that you want a Juventus Team of the Year card every year in your team?
Yeah, well, that's the idea. Yeah.
I think we've gone a wee while without mentioning it. Do you have one this year?
No, well, we have to talk about favorite strikers as well, right? In a moment. Aaron, I was joking just now, but we do have to pick a midfielder, and there's 3 picks for midfielder where you got drawn 1. So, what is your favorite midfielder of all of FIFA's? And it can't be a legend or it can't be Newcastle.
Mine's going to be really lame, right? But it's one that I've really enjoyed this year. Last year doesn't really count because I was only new to it and I can't remember any of my team or my players. So it's 82 rated objective Gravenberch.
No.
Yeah. I knew. I put a lot of effort into thinking about this. I was going through, databases, looking at players and stuff like that. And yeah, he was the most fun card I had. I love the Dutch objectives. I had a full Dutch team in the end. It was amazing. And I noticed no one's bringing him up, which is really bad. But he, do you know what? For a little while, there was a tiny window in the game. Maybe it's about a 4-week period. He was stellar. He had it all. And he was up there with the gold-rated Quincy Promise card for me. So yeah.
And let me guess, Kleiber right back.
Oh, without a doubt.
And Robin right wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't you have to go like now?
So yeah,
well, we'll be replaced with Burgos. Sorry, how do you pronounce his name before I? Oh, well, it actually doesn't matter how we pronounce his name now, John, does it? Because he's no longer he's no longer a Feyenoord player, is he?
He's gone to the best team in Holland, I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. They even have like the best esports team, don't they, Aaron? Like,
no.
Best esports team, best.
Okay. There you crossed a little limit. I mean, I can actually, I don't have any influence in real life football, right, for them, huh? But I do want to shout out that one moment when Aaron and I had to coach Feyenoord. We played Ajax this year in the Eredivisie, and we did beat Ajax for the first time with Feyenoord. Just wanted to put it out there. So technically, there's no way their esports team was better than Feyenoord's. Just bringing it out there.
So that's my favorite of this FIFA because he was free. He was great for a period of time. I know he's not the best card. The other contender for me, which I know I'm hogging the limelight again, which again, sadly I couldn't ever afford him, but I hate playing him, was the Team of the Week, Ronaldo Sanchez. Again, for a period of time, he was an absolute beast. I know he's not the card that anyone would go to now, but you've got to think of all of this FIFA, right? He was a unit, right? A great card. I hated playing against him, but Gravenberch was my favourite. He was in my team. I loved him. I still do.
Did Sanchez play for Newcastle at any time, Aaron?
Oh, no. The good players never play for Newcastle, apart from Tavernier.
It was all
Swansea, that's right. Yes, he was. But do you remember when he passed to the hoarding?
Yeah.
It was his player. Brilliant.
All right, this is getting out of hand. And if we want to keep this in control, I wanted to say we have to say goodbye to Nishant, but no, that's nothing to do with that, because Nishant has to go after about an hour. So Nishant, any closing thoughts from you? It's awesome to have 8 of us aboard, but hey, sometimes you gotta love and leave you, right?
Yeah, I gotta love and leave you. Apologies, but no, last thoughts again. This has been fantastic. It's been very positive. It's been great. Just keep it going, John. And we thank you so much again for the opportunity you've given all of us. I can only speak to myself. It's just been immense. It's been a fantastic highlight, something, that builds memories, and really, really keen to keep this journey going on with both of you. So I can only thank you for bringing me into the community, giving me a platform, and really I get to make so many new friends, and that's what we all are, and all thanks to you getting us together. So thank you, both of you, and thank you the rest as well, right? So it takes 5 fingers to make a punch or make a fist. That sounded very aggressive. But hey ho, thank you guys. Really, really enjoy it. I cannot say enough. So before I get too emotional and hog the limelight, I got to love you and leave you and have a fantastic rest of the evening, because our listeners deserve everything that you've been doing and then some. So happy 300. Ta-da.
See you soon, Nishant. Thanks, buddy.
Good, buddy.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with 7 hosts, which also means we got to right away make it 6, I'm afraid. Or can you still stick around, Aaron?
I probably do need to wrap up. I've got little people sleeping over here with us tonight, so I need to prioritize that. I'm a little bit loud and they're in the room next door. So yeah. But before I go, John, obviously I've nailed the best player pick with Gravenberch, but just a couple of shout outs I did want to make. I think they're both listening. So this is firstly for Thors, who left the voice note. He was my first trainee that I did coaching with, and he was amazing. And I was really nervous doing that kind of first session with him. But he was what a brilliant guy, brilliant trainee, fantastic effort puts in, really goes the extra mile. I missed doing our sessions. And when we played friendlies, I had to try really hard. I wasn't going to admit that to you while we were doing it, but yeah. So that was my first one, and the second one is to Alex. Mr. Lexinator himself, he again, a fantastic trainee. I love doing sessions with him. Great learner. He's really kind of helped me improve doing the coaching as well. I like how he learns. I like his attitude. And I would say if anyone's listening to this, then he for me shows that if you really take on board the coaching, you can become an exceptional FIFA player. And he is hands down the best skiller I've seen. He just does it too much, but he knows that. So those are the 2 shout outs. And again, to the community, to everybody here, everybody listening, and John, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Aaron. We'll talk on the next Monday evening therapy session between us and Nishant.
See you guys. Pleasure chatting.
Good, buddy.
Yeah, catch you later, guys. Bye.
So with us leaving with 6 now, that means we do have 2 midfielders we have yet to discuss. Well, it pains me a bit that I have to include Gravenberch, but hey, that's all right. Ingve, you had one of the midfield picks as well.
Yep.
And who did you pick?
I did actually pick one of the newer ones because he's been so awesome, and that's the Path to Glory Florenzi, because he was not badly priced and the card is great. And after we got the 5-star skill moves and 5-star weak foot as well, is even more insane than he already was. And he can play pretty much every position on the pitch. He'll do a great job anywhere. I'm pretty sure he could play goalkeeper as well.
Didn't they won the Euros as well?
Yep.
Wow.
They won the Euros, yeah. He came on the pitch in the final as well.
Yeah, I see a lot of people now shaking their heads at me. I'm sorry.
But that's a great card. He used to be PSG, but he got his last upgrade, and then he's a Rome player. And I'm fortunate to be able to link him in my team. And he's just been the craziest centre midfielder I've had in any FIFA, I think. And closest one that I could remember was probably the last year's Team of the Year, Frankie de Jong. That one was a great card as well.
Yeah, but that helped because you got that one for free, right?
Yeah, but I would have bought him at one point to try anyway, so...
Did you guys ever heard that story where they gave away free Team of the Years de Jongs? Yeah. And that nobody actually got him, and Ingve made a whole lot of noise and got one?
Yep.
which was good though. It's a cool inclusion though. And the last midfielder I think was for Daniel.
Yeah, and this is going to be my last inclusion as well because I've now been up for 20 hours. So I will love you and leave you after this. And I feel bad because Aaron basically stole my thunder because I was going to pick the 82 Ronaldo Sanchez. So instead, I will pick the road to the final Ronaldo Sanchez when he got promoted to an 84. His team of the season in FIFA 20 was a really underrated card. So when he got that inform, and it was really early in the cycle as well, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to hop on this. And I think that following weekend league, streamers everywhere just picked him up and raved about him. And his value just went, super stonks to the moon. And he was just, he ran my midfield for the first half of this game cycle. I just wish his FUT birthday card had been a bit better because I had such high hopes for it and it just really didn't click. But yeah, if I had to pick a midfielder, I would go Vieira if we were allowed to pick icons because, again, the man is just built differently.
If we were allowed to pick icons, how can you pick Vieira over Gullit?
Because when you are a struggling player and you feel like you're being overwhelmed, it is so good to have someone like Vieira in who just wins the ball. He just gives you that nice safety net that you think, you know what, it's fine. Even if I lose the ball, Big Patrick is going to win it back for me. And he did.
He's kind of like Conte with long legs.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I will say Ronaldo Sanchez as my pick, and I will have to leave you guys there.
Just one thing before you go. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a FUTTIES Ronaldo Sanchez, so you should just start saving for that.
100%.
I've rebuilt my team. Is now a La Liga Serie A hybrid.
So just start rebuilding again then.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. If I had to pick a moment, the amount of rebuilds I've done in this game has been absolutely ridiculous.
I will help you.
Yeah. And that is the great thing about the Discord is that, and we're all guilty of it. We're all tinkering constantly. And I think that's what makes us because again, I've been through this FIFA cycle basically with a baby on the way. And then from February, this newborn to deal with. And I haven't actually got to play that much, but it's the ability to talk to you guys, host this podcast, and just tinker with the web app and the companion app that have just been really fun. Whereas if this was just playing, just played strictly for the gameplay, I would have disappeared off and gone off to play something else like Football Manager. You can just pick up and play and pause whenever you want. It's still slightly, and I'm sure everyone listening to this has been there. If you live with somebody else, it's still slightly awkward and you have to try and explain that you can't pause this game when you're playing online. Yes. But my wife has been very understanding, and as I said, it's been great hosting this show, and I look forward to many more in the future. As long as you'll put up with me, John.
Oh, I don't have any reason to not to. So don't worry, we'll definitely go for another 300. I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for being there, helping us, Dan. You go rest up because you had you were up now for more than 20 hours, which you don't see if you look on the camera. You don't hear it as well, so that's recommendable. But I think you also have 2 weddings coming up in a couple of hours. So
I've got to pack 2 kids in the car in the early hours to get up to a wedding which is being held frustratingly a few miles away from the British Grand Prix. So I will be battling it out with tens of thousands of other people trying to get up towards Silverstone. So please, everybody, wish me luck. If I don't appear on the podcast next week, I have not survived.
You will. Good luck. Enjoy. Thanks
Take
for
care, guys.
on, and thanks for everything.
Yeah, buddy.
Adios.
All right. So that leaves us with 5. No worries. We'll definitely be able to finish this team because I think Nathan goes for another winger, actually.
Oh, yes. So my winger is probably my best pull of the year. I managed to get the Path to Glory Vinicius Jr., who is just unbelievable. Everything he touched turned to gold. So dribbling. He's better than Neymar, really. He's just not got the name. That's the reason he's not as expensive. So he's just different planet. So very cracked card. So yeah, easily my favourite winger so far.
Yeah, that card looks brilliant though. I didn't have the pleasure of trying him, but 97 rated now, right?
Like, so it's just a shame we didn't get his 5-star weak foot, but you don't really notice it either, to be fair, because he's got such high stats that everything just goes in anyway. So it's not too bad.
Awesome. I mean, I don't think many people can disagree with that choice. Maybe Neymar, but Neymar's also central now, so
yeah,
probably you're right.
I'll take Vinicius over Neymar just because I don't like Neymar for diving in real life, so I'll be slightly biased against him anyway.
You can't select like Nedved because he's an icon, but I definitely can get along with this one. Ingve, were you the one for the second winger? I think.
Yes, I was.
So who do you pick as second winger for a Fut In Review Ultimate Team? And also why?
I think Chris is gonna be really happy with mine. I think the one I had most fun with and greatest value has to be the road to the final Ryan Kent from FIFA 20. I used that card for so long, even though he didn't get the upgrade until a little bit later. I still used him, and he was still great, no matter if you started him or you put him as a substitute. And even when he got his upgrade as well, then it was okay. He's starting again. So, and that's probably one of the cards I had the most fun with as a winger in any FIFA.
Yeah, and he got a Summer Heat card as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was only for drafts.
Yeah, for draft, unfortunately. So that was a little bit annoying. But that road to the final card was crazy good.
Yeah.
Insane value as well.
That card was such good value that people were so scared of him that they voted against him in the Summer Heat. Yeah. The first vote, and they voted for Jovic, didn't they? So people were saying, we can't vote for Ryan Kent, he's just too good. So we've missed out on the greatest FIFA card ever because people were so scared of the road to the final. It's a great choice, Ingve.
Thank you.
I won't lie, I did vote against him, yes.
I know, mate. I know you're one of the ones that blame me. I'm still salty about it. I'm still annoyed.
That's something I really didn't want to see. I saw Kent all year long. And like, please, whatever happens, I can't take the whole summer playing against another version of this card. It's just going to be too much.
I heard the best card was the Team of the Year, Odson Edward.
No, mate, he's not interested. He's good if you're actually looking for a player who's not interested in playing for you. He's the best one. So he wants to be a sub. He's ideal. He'll come on and be a sub, go for 5 minutes and score. But you might actually get a FUTTIES, Kent. He's very disappointing this year because I think he got the foot birthday one, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it wasn't as good as last year's road to the final. It was great value. Yeah. I just feel sorry for everybody who picked James Forrest over him because that was a 2-card SPC, wasn't it?
Yeah. Everybody thought that Celtic's going to go.
Yeah, I did that.
Well, water under the bridge. Now that leaves us with the strikers, and because this is a very personal matter, I don't think we can all agree on one striker. And this was such an important position that I thought, you know what? If you're going to make someone decide, it's always going to be very controversial. So I leave it up for everyone to decide their own favorite striker of all FIFAs. And it would not be fair if we wouldn't start with Mr. Foot Database himself. Ingve, who is your favorite striker in FIFA of all time?
Oh, there's actually
one. You can only do one.
Well, that's a little bit annoying because there is one that this year, but there's also one that I really like.
Okay, name them both, and we decide which one we pick then.
Okay, the one that I was thinking for this FIFA is, of course, the 99 rated Bobby Firmino, because he's insane and all the upgrades. But I also was thinking I think it was FIFA 19 flashback Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Yeah.
The two I've got. That's the two I've got. That's mad.
Because that card was crazy, and many people didn't use him in the beginning. They did them, but they didn't use him much. And then suddenly all these these stream tournaments and stuff, and people were doing the El Tornados and crosses and stuff, and he was just perfect for that game, that Zlatan card. I couldn't do much skills with him, but he scored a crazy amount of goals, and it was so fun to use.
Headers galore in that FIFA.
Insane card.
Wow, if that... I mean, I could be very frank that he was on my top 2 list as well, the Ibrahimovic, so we might already have a winner here, perhaps. But let's talk about Nathan. Who do you have?
So, mine's only going on this year's one. Players that I've used, I actually didn't get on with Firmino quite as well, and I ended up selling him, but I packed the 95 in form Cristiano Ronaldo, who, for me, was phenomenal up until about a month ago. He could just do everything, and at the time he was so ahead of the curve that defenders didn't know how to handle him without just kicking him in pieces. So mine's the 95 rated Ronaldo.
A good one, good shot. Chris?
It's an easy one. This is the best striker there's been in FIFA. It's team of the season, Ben Cheddar. Honestly, what a card that is. Last year, that card was just unbelievable. That was just get a space, shoot, goal. Unbelievable card, that. Team of the season, Ben Yedder. I packed him in a 3-player pack when it was Ligue 1, and he totally changed my team. Made me really, really enjoy the game. And for an out-and-out goal scorer, a pure striker, and look at the price he was even then, that was the ideal card. You can go away Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, but that one there is the oddball one, and it's absolutely dynamite.
That's a good
Hopefully
shout,
people vote for him now. Vote for him, please, if that's what we're doing. If we're doing a vote for him, guys. I've gave you the big sell.
No, we're not voting for him. I was just thinking, like, if I look at my 2 favorite this year, has to be, we haven't mentioned him yet. Nathan was about to, but of course, Team of the Year Ronaldo. Has to be mentioned, has to be there. I've never played so many matches with one striker. He's like a staple for me, and he's not going to be replaced. And this is one of these cards where you know how much these Team of the Year cards are actually ahead of the power curves once you actually have one in your squad. And since I'm not a trainer, I usually don't have any in my squad. So that was for me pretty awesome. And it's also my favorite player. So this year was perfect for that matter. But yeah, then we have to go into Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which in that year was the card to use, no matter what, right? And since I'm a very competitive player, that was also the card which I actually used. So now we're in like a bit of a what should we do if we are the Foot In Review podcast. And although I think Zlatan would be the most fair pick, because 3 of the 5 hosts now say Zlatan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do think Nathan saying the 95 Ronaldo will mean that it's actually be Team of the Year Ronaldo, just because.
Well, that's only 2 votes.
No, it's just one vote
for Zlatan.
We can't. We talked about Cristiano Ronaldo every single show this year. Quite honestly, I don't see how he's not going to be.
I never used them.
I've used his 94 and it's rubbish.
I used his 92 and it was okay. It was above okay. It was above okay.
His balance is terrible. So
all right. Okay, let's discuss. Ingve, Cristiano Ronaldo or Zlatan Ibrahimovic from FIFA 19?
Zlatan 19.
Sorry. Nathan.
I'll say Ronaldo. He's the only one I've used. So,
Sean.
Zlatan.
Chris.
I'm going to vote for Zlatan, because if you're out having a pint and you spill somebody's beer, you can at least hide behind Zlatan. He'll take care of it, whereas Cristiano Ronaldo will just run away. So big Zlatan for me.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Zlatan is going to be a striker. Once I know how to write down how to spell Nathan's goalkeeper choice, I'll make sure we post the squad in our social media channels, on our social media channels, I should say. Yeah, I think it's that time of the year, time of this show, where we have to thank our Patreon supporters. And we don't thank them every single episode by name, but I think this is the perfect time to do just that. So let me thank the supporters. Start with Foot Grandpa, Jack M, Amar L, Martin P, Simon H, of course, John Talking Foot is here as well, Adam A, Daniel R, also a very well-known trainee for me. Yomi, Amar H, Daniel P, Alvin S, Ben H, and it's not Ben Y, just saying, Brian S, Dante F, Joe GM, all the way from Japan, Shaq, Tommy B, Nick, Alexander, of course, Alexander R, Gerben, we got a Dutch guy here, Aaron G, Andy J, Dan W, don't know who that is, Andrew B, Nathan D, don't know who that is, Mark S, and of course Reese P, not to forget Rafai, and Chris M. I don't know who Chris M is. Chris? No, seriously, thank you all for your support. Some of you who have been here from day one. Some of you have just been here this month, but that doesn't matter. We appreciate all your support, and you are making this possible, this community, this show, and everything around it. Guys, do you guys have any special shout-outs or anything to add to our 300 episode? Let's start with Ingve.
I just want to shout out to everybody on the Discord, and of course you guys here that I've done the podcasts with. I've had so much fun, and I really look forward to every episode I'm doing, because I know there's always going to be some great discussions, fun stuff, and crazy quizzes or stuff like that. So
I forgot to mention David, of course, but I got him written down as David. And so it's, of course, the one who sent in the message.
Yeah.
One's always listening along, I forgot to mention. I'm so sorry, David.
Thank you, David, for the support. So, I have everybody, really, because I've had some kind of dialogue with pretty much everyone, either building squads or just talking FIFA or normal football or anything. So I just feel lucky to be a part of this. So, and of course you, that I took some convincing, because I was skeptical of doing a podcast. I was afraid that I was going to kind of mess up and stuff. It's going to be so strange and nervous to do my own voice afterwards and stuff. But I'm really happy that we started this journey, and can't wait for the future. There's so much to do still.
Yeah, awesome. Nathan.
Obviously yourself and Ingve for setting this up. It's been brilliant to be part of. Obviously I'm quite new into this, but it's been wonderful. And from a personal point of view, a massive shout out to Wemby. Dan's been fantastic. He was the one that kind of brought me into the podcasting, and even in sort of personal life things, he's had some great advice. He's just so it's been a wonderful place to be a part of, and some really brilliant human beings to chat to on a daily basis. So just to shout out to everybody in the Discord.
Awesome. Let's go to John, because John has already put his spotlight from himself, but I'm going to put him back into the spotlight when you see his camera. John.
Hey guys, I think everybody else has said it. Just everybody that's in the Discord, everybody that's part of the community. You guys, especially John, for bringing me on board. But I had a couple of mini meltdowns through all the FIFAs. It's like Wimby said at the start, we love the game, we hate the game. And the guys reach out. I've had Shack Attack, Thors, yourself, loads of people in the Discord just message you, get in touch, just keep the morale going. So just like, I've not mentioned everybody, but everybody that's in the Discord, big thanks.
Thank you. Chris, Mr. Comedy.
I'm going to lay off the jokes. For me, I want to say a big thanks to John at Talking Foot to have the minerals to do the first one, to make us, he did do the first one, the first Patreon. I mean, I remember listening to John and Ingve and that, and it was great. And then John Talking Foot went on, and I thought, well, John can do it. I don't mean this in a cheeky way, but that guy's he's put himself on the line there. I think I'm going to give it a go, and that's what got me into it for that point of view. So I think John, is the original OG, needs a big shout out for him for that point of view. Because I don't think I would come on it if I hadn't heard John's voice, to be fair. So, but to you guys, I must admit, to Nath as well, it's been good to do shows with him, Aaron, Nishant, and John, Ingve, and Wimby. We appreciate everything you guys do. And it's a great community. I say this every time I'm on. You don't need to have a special tier to speak to John, Ingve, Wimby, or anybody else, guys. We're just normal guys, and we're all there to chat to you. and all the guys in the Discord. And really, a big thanks to them as well for the Euros. They really ran with it, and it was great fun. So thanks, guys.
Brilliant. I will keep it short though. I just want to thank everyone who supports us, who was joining us, who took the risk doing a live podcast with us, jumping on camera when I know some of you didn't want to jump on camera the first time we ever did it. Doing the extra work, putting every social media message out there, making sure the Discord is a chaotic though fun, orderly place to be in and not too chaotic. Keeping the show running while I am sometimes preoccupied. Improving my Scottish actually really was useful. Where we're trying to get to work with Scottish players and organizations now as well, so that's really helpful. Now I can actually understand them. So thanks, Chris and John, for that. Nathan, for your talent and bringing in your player reviews, and of course your dry humor, which is brilliant for us. Ingve for making sure that when I'm not prepared, the show just always goes in the right direction. And even if I don't know what content comes up, I can just make a Cristiano Ronaldo joke and you make sure everything keeps running, which is also brilliant. Nishant, of course, for the rants, but also the very good discussion and just being an awesome friend for me as well. Andrew, for besides all the time differences, able to jump in whenever he could and doing his own show now, which is awesome. So go follow that. I'm forgetting Daniel, of course, who's been brilliant. It's fun to listen. I think it's fun to listen to this show and actually have someone on who's actually a native English speaker as well. So that's a good combination. And his podcast experiences, although I think I did about 400 episodes of podcasts in my life, I think he did even more already. So there's a lot of experience going there, which is brilliant to see how he does it. And he actually doesn't use all the equipment I use, and which is an amazing feat, seeing him do that all manually, switching in and around. It's brilliant stuff. So shout out to Dan, of course. Aaron, for, not only jumping in at foot coaching, but also say, you know what, I'll be on the podcast, no worries. And just being nervous for 2 minutes and then doesn't stop talking, which is, I think, an amazing thing to go on. And you, everyone listening to this show, if you're a supporter, if you're not a supporter, you are always appreciated. The numbers are great. Your support is great. The messages we've gotten are brilliant. And I think that's, words are to know. And all the other podcasts, of course, our friends from Foot Fanatic, brilliant guys. My former colleagues at What the Foot podcast, currently not running, but still, they brought me here, making this idea of work. And I can do this all day, but you know what? We'll see you next week with episode 301. But I'm just going to drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
F U T F U T F F F U T F U T T interview F U T F U T F F F U T F U T T drop it F U T F U